Good morning, 17th of December 2019. End of the year is approaching very fast. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and we are going to make an update in relation to the crypto market. We are going to discuss Bitcoin versus US dollar as well as Ethereum versus US dollar. So without further delay, let's go straight into the charts. Alright, so the sell-off continuation is going on, and unfortunately I don't have good news for buyers. Looks like market may want to go lower than the previous low. So slowly let's try to explain what I'm talking about. If you remember the China rally here, right? And then if you remember, we discussed the breakdown, right? So I did the measure of the rally, right? And after the failure, we might see similar move to the downside. And in that case, if you remember, it's a zone between 5,500 and 5,000 psychological level. Still, from the buyer's perspective, there is a chance that we'll try to hold that 6,600, 6,500. This latest weakness we discussed quite few times, right? There is a still possibility, but the bulls should start to be much more aggressive currently, right? So let's switch to the lower time frame. Let's switch to the daily chart, right? It's gonna be better visible here. So what happened yesterday, right? Another sell-off, and the thing is that taking into the consideration the daily chart, the thing is, right, we are trying to hold the 6,900 from the daily charts. So the latest rally we've seen from that level over here, right? Now breaking that level, we have to make another measure, right? It's 7,800 from the let's say 7,000, so it's like $800, and we, as you can see, we have 6,000 as the possible target after eventual break of 6,500, right? So let's make it smaller, all right? And let's try to make the summary. So it's possible to retest. Probably based on that low, we might see some kind of the bounce, all right? I think, and it's gonna be better visible on the intraday chart. I think 7,000, 7,100 gonna be the max. Then eventually break, and we might see 6,000, right? 6,000 is also some levels where we might see the bounce, and finally move to the downside 5,500, 5,000. That's how it looks right now. So let's switch to the lower time frame. Well, that's the key for now, short term, right? So we are talking about the levels close to 7,100. So in case we see attempt to rally, so the sellers are waiting for stop count on that level. You wanna see, I will try to visualize. Oh, sorry. So you want to see the rally towards that zone, but you wanna see some kind of the upper shadow, right? So this type of the candle, and then you've got defined your stop loss, you've got defined your first target as well, right? And the second and the third are lower, 6,000 and 5,500. So what has to happen to cancel this bearish view? What has to happen? Well, first thing first, would be good to get back above this pre-sell-off levels. So 7,100 would be good to get back above 7,100 and try to hold, right? So we would get back into the old consolidation. So in that case, it would be possible to make this type of the move. As long as we are below, probably more lower levels to come. So let's have a look. Ethereum, right? Doesn't look good as well. From the monthly chart perspective, it's even worse. All right, it's even worse. But anyway, let's start. Sorry. Okay, let's start with the weekly, and what we have to take into the consideration here is this move where the latest wave here is important, right? Because that's where we hit the previous high. So, and we started the move, this particular move been started from here, and that's around 100 level. So it looks like after yesterday's sell-off, looks like 100 is the main target for now, as long as we are below 145, 150 level. So let's switch to the daily chart, all right? And it's well visible here. So that's levels around 145, that's levels around 150, and as long as we are below these levels, unfortunately, retest of 100 cannot be ruled out based on this daily chart, especially that okay, we might see this falling channel, right? So it would be good in case the bulls would like to trap sellers at some point. So trying to visualize this, all right, it would be good to see continuation of that sell-off, right? Today, tomorrow, and at some point at the bottom of that channel to see the run towards 100, but the daily close inside the channel. That would open the possibility for a profit taking, to chase the bears, shake weak hands, and move back towards at least 150, maybe even 160 top of that channel, right? Once we are going to get back above 160, right, some kind of the consolidation and stabilization could take place. So then it could be like this, and eventually higher from here, right? But of course the challenge is going to be the top of that channel. All right, so for now, both Bitcoin, Ethereum, bearish view on, actually from the higher to the lower time frame. So we discussed the possibility of the downside trading, and we discussed what has to happen to eventually cancel this bearish view. Guys, don't be trapped. Liquidity is drying up. We are approaching end of the year. So especially the crypto market might be manipulated. So that's it from me today. It was my pleasure to provide those crypto information for you. Have a great rest of the day. See you around, guys. Goodbye.